welcome to your reading. Before we begin, I would like to say that this could be past, present, or future energy, but for me as a reader, the energy truly begins as soon as you are guided towards watching this video. This message will resonate if it is meant for you. If it is not meant for you, please be sure to check your sun, moon, rising, Venus and Jupiter, because they are all important regarding love. If you feel divinely guided towards a personal reading with me, the details will be in the description below. And if you also are interested in participating in a performing arts project, those details will also be in the description box below. So now let's get started, Leo. We now open ourselves up to the energy that we are about to receive with love and light. We are open. We are accepting with love and light. Thank you, Spirit. So now, Leo, as I ring this singing bowl, I would like you to take a long breath in. And as you do, really allow that light to roll through your senses and then release. We are ready. So I'm going to first look at your current situation regarding love and your partner's current situation regarding love, and then I'm going to look at how they perceive you and how you perceive them and the future of this relationship. But do remember that because I am connecting to both of your energies, that this may be vice versa, this may be interchangeable, so take it how it resonates with you, Leo, and follow your inner guidance, follow your intuition moving forward. Current situation regarding love for Leo. Wow, Leo, the first card we have for you is the Empress. I feel like you're growing yourself from the inside out. You're growing yourself from a personal level, because the Queen of Wands, she is able to give unconditional love in her relationships, but she's able to do so because she has been able to build her self-love over time. And I feel like this is what you have been focusing on. You've been focusing on this personal development. You've been focusing on trying to build yourself and let go of any, I feel, insecurities within you. Self-consciousness, perhaps, looking too closely into perhaps things about yourself that you may perceive as at fault, and you're learning that once you really take on these challenges where you feel conscious in some way, self-conscious in some way, you master them, and they're not as scary as you first anticipated. That's what I'm feeling here. And perhaps you've been feeling vulnerable in love, you've been feeling too vulnerable to give your heart, and now you're kind of building yourself up to a point where you're open to really giving the kind of love that is ever expanding. It's unconditional. It's a love where you have this deep awareness and care within you that you can project onto those around you, and you not only light yourself up, but you have the ability to really light them up as well, Leo, I feel. Growing. The Empress gives birth. The Empress is quite a maternal energy. They nurture, and they're very creative. You see their crown is full of stars. My guides are just saying ever expanding, ever expanding. It's like something happens and perhaps you feel self-conscious in some way. Wow, the energy is so strong, Leo. The camera, it's not focusing. That means that this was an important message for some of you. It's like you focus on perhaps something that you're worried about, but then when the time comes for you to really dive right in and jump head first, you realise that you're strong enough to overcome it. So next card please for Leo. We have the Star card. You're finding balance now. You have 1 foot on land and 1 foot in the water, so I feel like whatever grounds you is going to be emotionally fulfilling, and you're not on a journey of love that is without purpose. I feel like each step you take moving forward, you're thinking about how this really aligns with your hopes and dreams, and how this can really grow in a way that is not only practical, but it's also very inspiring for both of you. And you see those stars above there, I feel like you're glowing, you're moving forward, and there's this light about you, and it's because you know that the path ahead in the end is going to be abundant. It's going to be abundant in a way of true fulfillment. Not, you know, this isn't to do with achievements in a monetary sense or just in life goals in general. It's more to do with those dreams. It's like you're becoming this dreamer and you're following this path, and you're allowing these waves to, it's like you're going with the flow. If you were in a river, you'd be just flowing with the stream, letting it happen and doing so in a way that's very real and very true to who you are. And Leo, the first two cards out for you are Major Arcana, so your energy is very strong, and that tells me that this is very important for you to hear. It's almost like you've been in a strong current and you've been swimming against that current. You've been trying to move against it, and now it's like you're saying, okay, I let go, I'm letting go, and then you flow with the current, and then you realize that this river, or you know, perhaps this is an ocean for you, is truly something fulfilling, and you are strong enough to move in a way that is going to lead you to abundance. The next card we have is the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is someone that people can go to for major life decisions. They can trust the King of Swords. So I feel like you're embodying this trusting energy, this energy that is very reliable and very firm with decisions, because the King of Swords, they analyze, they're very intelligent because they're air energy, they're very true to themselves because they're air energy, and I feel like what you're doing here is you're looking at everyone, you're taking into consideration all of the different elements of this love, of this relationship, and you're trying to move forward and make major life decisions here in a way that is going to be good for everyone, and that is going to bring some sort of level of stability in the end, because people go to the King of Swords for advice because the King of Swords takes everyone into consideration. They make sure that they choose a path ahead that is equal, that is just, and they're able to make those decisions. So yeah, Leo, that's interesting that you're embodying this Empress energy and you're embodying this star energy, so you're really doing this from a place of love, from a place of faith. But you're firm, like no matter what happens, you're firm, and you're doing this from, it's almost like you're in tune with your emotions, you're highly intuitive, but when it comes down to making decisions moving forward right now, I feel like you're able to tune out of your emotions so much and just channel, okay, what's best for everyone in this situation. You know, it's like you close yourself off and you think of everyone around you, and you think of how this is going to really be abundant. You're not looking for something that is short term, you're not looking for something that is going to dwindle over time. You're looking for something real, something serious, something, you know, the highest level, I feel. And that's because you're willing to give that to someone else. So that's what you want from your partner. Wow, another major arcana. The Chariot. Moving forward. This is you taking the good, the bad, everything in between, just all of the trials and tribulations, all of the achievements and fulfillments, you know, and you're moving forward regardless of anything. And you're doing so because the Chariot moves forward because there's going to be wish fulfillment in the future, there's going to be some sort of success in the future. So there's this urge to keep going, and you're following that urge, and you are really just getting through anything that comes your way, Leo, I feel. And this is you again moving with the current. You're flowing everywhere really down that stream, and it's going to lead to success. And that success for you is, you know, something stable, but something also that has true purpose. You're not just settling for being, my guides are telling me, second best. You're not settling for being second best. You're just, wow, I mean, you really are determined to be the best you can be. The next card for you is the Page of Cups. So this is a feeling of love. This is emotions arising within you, and they're quite innocent actually. They're quite genuine, these feelings, and you're extending this cup. You are opening yourself up to someone in a way that really feels like you, and you realize that this is just the first page and there's so much more to come, right? Because if you think of a book, this is the start of a book, and you're anticipating this, you have faith in this, and you're ready to really have something stable with this person. Yeah. It's almost like, so if we have a look, the 3 major arcana, Leo, that's brilliant. And then if we have a look here at this Page of Cups and this King of Swords, it's like underneath you're this Page of Cups, you're this innocent individual that has so much heart to give, and I feel like you're really taken aback by how you're feeling, and you just want to extend your cups. I feel you just want to give so much love, and you want to be just, I feel, with this person all the time. But then again, it's like when you come to actually making decisions in this relationship, you're quite firm, like the King of Swords. You're quite, you know, serious and bold and very trustworthy though, you know. So it's like you have these two energies about you, where for one you're a hopeless romantic, but then you come back again to this firm, serious King of Swords energy, where you will not move forward unless you know that the situation is just, unless you know the situation is right, and that you can make the right decisions that are going to be good for everyone. Okay, so let's move these cards and make way for your partner's current situation regarding love. I love that your first two cards were the Empress and the Star, because this is someone that has the ability here in this energy to have so much love within them and so much love to give unconditionally. They're very emotionally intelligent and understanding, you know, and this is you, Leo. This is what you're embodying. And the star glows. The star is someone that people are drawn to. You're inspiring others around you, but then when it comes to actually moving forward, it's like you have so much love, but then you're trying to make yourself stand firm, you're trying to be serious, you're trying to really, at points, let go of your cups, let go of your emotions to actually, you know, move forward in the right way. Because you want everyone to be understood, including yourself, Leo. So what is your partner's current situation regarding love? Current situation regarding love. Three of Cups. They want to build these cups with you. Cups represent emotions and feelings, and I feel like they want to work together with you to help these cups grow and grow and grow over time. It's like 1, 2, 3. 3 again relates to the Empress. The Empress is a number 3. So it's like you're both creating this emotionally fulfilling relationship, I feel. And you're building this over time. And it's like they feel the more you know one another, the more you get to know one another, the more time you spend with one another, the more, you know, as the time goes by, it's like your love just grows. This is the kind of energy where your love is just growing. And they look at you and they look at this star, okay? And I'm seeing here that, you know, in their energy here, they really do want something to admire. It's almost like they're looking for different aspects of you that they admire, and it's making them feel very happy. It's making them feel very inspired to keep creating more love, to keep creating more abundance, and to come together and really, you know, celebrate. I mean, I feel that, I don't know whether they're expressing this to you or not, because this is Cups, but I feel like here they're really quite grateful for having a relationship with you, and they feel quite connected with you, Leo. So what is the next card for Leo regarding love? My guides just said connected with you. They feel like you're their dream, quite frankly. Connected with you is an understatement, apparently. The next card out for your partner is the Moon card. They have been really in their heads, in their emotions, overthinking, and I feel their emotions have been clouding their judgments. I feel like here they've been lacking clarity. And you see this, it's like this is the way their heart feels. It's just here, there and everywhere, quite frankly. And what you do, I feel, is you provide them with this clarity, you give them a place to move forward, because here the moon lights up the sky, right? The moon lights up the dark, the moon stands out in the dark, and I feel like here they're needing some reassurance in some way, whether that be in their life or in this relationship, and you're taking on that responsibility to really provide them with that, whether that's just in the way you're behaving or the way you're coming forward. They really do trust you, I feel, and despite any of this feeling inside themselves, they really do, I feel like they really do love you and they really do trust you. But sometimes they have this ability to just go within themselves and retract. And you come along with your sword, and it's like you're able to get through their bubble, you know, you're able to really take on this intelligent role and provide them with the clarity that they are perhaps lacking within themselves, because at the moment I just feel like it's just a time, but I feel like they are getting there, and they're going to get through this, and it's all within themselves. And my guides are telling me that some of them have already been able to get through this, but it's just a period, I guess, of being too stimulated. It's too stimulated. And what I mean by that, Leo, is it's like one little, they can have a thought, and this can be some sort of worry of some kind, and they think about it, and then suddenly they think of what could happen if this happened, what could happen if that happened, and they kind of roll down into this slippery slope where something quite small could then suddenly become something that is quite overwhelming to them. And that's because they're thinking so much about it, and they're overanalyzing, yeah. Which can be a strength, actually, and it can be a strength to be able to overanalyze, but it's when I feel like sometimes it can be too much for them to be able to work through by themselves. So they really do appreciate feeling connected with you, because I feel like you provide them with an outlet where they can find a sense of peace, find a sense of strength through you, Leo, because I feel like you are one of the strongest signs. Current situation, yeah, look. The next card out for your partner is the Devil card, and I wouldn't worry too much when seeing this card. This is actually my card of saying being able to let go. So they're recognizing these, I feel, unhealthy behaviors within themselves, you know, and they're realizing that. And you know, actually I feel like as well this could be anything where they just feel restricted, they feel tied down in some way. It doesn't have to be that they're worrying too much and it's negative thought patterns that they have to let go of. It could be more just that they're feeling this sense of restriction, and they're noticing now that, you know, these chains around them, they're loose and they can let go of these chains, and they're finding the strength within themselves now to let go of those chains and take them off and free themselves from, you know, this energy that they, you know, this restrictive energy. And once they do, Leo, once they let go of these chains, there's so much more possibility, because it's like they felt restricted and now they're coming out and there's so much possibility. Yeah. And they're letting go for a reason. It's almost like they didn't realise. They didn't see clearly, right? They lacked clarity, and they didn't realise that, you know, they were I feel blowing. They were going down the slippery slope and worrying and worrying and worrying. They didn't really see that within themselves, and now they're recognising that. They're using that, they're turning that around into something positive, and they're analysing a way to move forward and analysing a way to let go of this quite restrictive energy here with the Devil card. But again, these chains are loose. Current situation regarding love for Leo's partner. Leo's partner, current situation. Wow. Your partner is really going through some big changes in their life. The Death card. Yeah. They're really putting an end to whatever this was for them. And again, I really wouldn't worry about this card. These cards next to each other, they're very good, because this means that they're really transforming. They're going through this deep transformation within themselves, and through that they are really just going to blossom. There's going to be so much ahead of them, more so now than ever before, because if they've been stuck in this kind of energy, it's like there's so much potential ahead, because they're realising, it's going to take a while, but they're realising their potential. So the Death card here this is them analysing the way they have reacted in the past. They're looking over their perception of events that have happened in the past, perhaps some that lacked clarity, some that didn't, and they're really gaining that clarity and taking the lessons that they can learn from them. They're thinking about ways they may have reacted and ways they would like to behave in the future that are not really similar, right? They're thinking, okay, that action there, that event, or the way I behaved in that event did not resonate with who I am to my core. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to change that, and I'm going to be more in line with who I am, and I'm going to focus on actions and ways that really represent me. So I guess through this cycle ending, they've really learnt a lot, and they've learnt enough to move forward, okay, without, this is not stagnant energy, you know. But even though this is the Death card, it's actually saying, look, they're now transforming into this new cycle that is going to be the inception of something new, where they're going to have everything out on the table and really be able to work with their cups, their wands, their swords, their pentacles here. You know, they're going to be able to work on their commitments and their inner truth and their, I feel, intellect and emotional intelligence here, as well as embody, you know, the determination and drive to move forward. You know, it's like they're really on a path here to true happiness. You see that sun in the background? It's rising up. That sun represents safety, security, and true happiness. And I feel like that's a big step for them, Leo, because of this moon card, because of having to let go. It's hard for them to allow themselves true happiness, and I feel like that's another aspect of themselves that they're being able to observe now, and they're saying, you know, this is self-defeating. This is self-defeating, and I am more than this. I am more than what I tell myself. And again, it's been difficult, but now they're ready. Yeah, the next card is the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles, this is extending an offer of true commitment. They're approaching this, and you see how they're looking at this pentacle. This is something long term. This is this relationship. They're admiring this relationship, and they want to take this relationship seriously. They are holding this up now, and they're thinking, my guides just showed me a video of someone looking at what is now and then zooming in on the future. And I'm not talking, you know, a month from now, I'm talking 10 years from now, 50 years from now. And they're just kind of zooming in and seeing all of the potential of what could be. It's like they're seeing the outcome of what this love could be in many years to come, and they're ready for this. They're opening themselves up to this, and this is very reliable and trusting energy, and they're willing to learn, because the Page of Pentacles is someone that's quite studious. I feel like they're willing to learn, and they're accepting that life is all about growing, and that any sort of mistakes they've made or any sort of energy that they've had to try and let go of, it's just all part of the process. It's all part of their being able to grow, and they're going to keep growing and growing and growing, Leo. But they want to grow with you. They don't want to grow by themselves. I mean, they can here, but I feel like there's this urge to grow together, build together, and feel a sense of oneness with you. This is a journey ahead. This is their path. And I did actually just hear someone say, this is my path. This is my path. And that may be because they finished this cycle and they're realizing this new cycle, and they're just saying to themselves, this is my path. This is what is meant to happen. This is what was meant to happen. And I'm going to grow with this. I'm going to allow myself to grow with this, and I'm not going to let my overthinking restrict me. And you know what? That overthinking, because this is a major arcana, I feel like that probably has, you know, it's justified. You know, whatever they've been through, I feel like it's been very much something they've had to really gather strength to overcome or just take the lessons from. So in order for them to move forward, it's very, yeah, it's, your partner is someone that perseveres no matter what. So now we're going to look at how they perceive you, Leo. So we've looked at the current energy, the current situation regarding love for you, and the current situation regarding love for them. And now we're going to just look at how they perceive you. How do they perceive you? So this is the energy, right? But this is all about when they look at you, you know, what do they see? What do they see regarding love? Wow, the Emperor. So you're embodying the Empress and they see the Emperor. The Emperor is the father of the deck. He is someone that others around him can rely upon to make big decisions again. And that's because they can rule an empire. They have this way of stability, this stabilizing energy about them. And they're quite firm. They can support and look after those around them in a way that is going to build, in a way that is going to be productive. They can lead the way. So they do, they see you as being able to lead the way and build a foundation that is going to be quite strong, quite firm. A wise energy. I think there's a certain level of respect here because they feel like you're able to make head over heart decisions at times when they can't, and they respect that about you. They see you as a leader. And look how that Empress energy comes out next to the Emperor. Wow, so you may be embodying this nurturing, you know, in your current situation, you may be the nurturer and the Empress, the maternal, but in the way they see you, it's the father of the deck. The Sun. You are their path to happiness. Wow, so you see this? How we were saying about the Death card, how the sun is rising and they're choosing to follow the sun. They're choosing to follow this path of true happiness. And look, they see this in you. This path that they're following, they look at you and you are this path. So you shine this light and you have this way about you where you are able to provide others with this feeling of security in order to be themselves and encourage them to move forward and motivate them to move forward. And this child here, they can be themselves, they can flourish, they can feel a sense of freedom. And I feel like they see you and they see you as granting that to those around you, and they find that quite admirable. Yeah, But they see that in order for you to do that, in order for you to provide that, it's like you've had to build this wall, right? And it's in order to feel safe, right? That child couldn't roam around like that if they didn't feel safe in some way. So I feel like here you're able to really take any situation, and you're able to project light into it and keep building that wall up and up and up until, you know, not only you can feel a sense of emotional stability, but those around you can as well. And they just see you as being able to bring happiness in even the most stressful situation. And you are their happiness. I mean, this sun, for this to come out, this tells me that you are their happiness. And you've been through so much, Leo, as well. This is what I'm getting. You've been through so much, and the way that you can still just enjoy life with them, and you can have this sense of just grounding. Actually, it's quite grounding, even though it's the sun and you know, there's no pentacles here. It's like it grounds them within themselves. It helps them emotionally to kind of feel that if you can get through this, then they can. How do they see you, Leo? If you can get through anything, then they can. What I'm getting here as well, though, is that sometimes when you're happy, they feel like you're not actually happy, and that you're just trying to portray that to, you know, they're wondering, it's like, are they really happy? Are they, you know, what's going on beneath the surface, you know? So perhaps sometimes when you portray a certain, you know, you have this certain way about you, they wonder, they're kind of inquisitive, and they want to see underneath if that's the case. And it's like they look at you and they admire you, and they enjoy the time they spend with you so much. But then as well, even though they do, it's like, I wonder what they're feeling. I wonder how they're feeling right now. Like at this moment, well, how are they feeling? And that, I feel like that's a good thing, right, Leo? That they feel that way. The next card is, it's good that you have someone that cares so deeply. I feel like they do. They care about you very deeply, and they see the light in you. And I've noticed here that before I expand on this card, I've noticed here that the star has come out in your current energy, and then the sun came out as they perceive you. The Empress came out in your energy, and the Emperor came out as they perceive you. So whatever energy you're portraying, it's like they perceive that as so much more as well. They see so much in you, so much. The next card is the Four of Wands, and this came out in my pre-meditation, and I did take note of that because the Four of Wands is soulmate twin flame energy. This is 1111, this is synchronicity. They have true faith in you. This is a divine union. This is two people coming together and realizing how far they have come on their journey, but also knowing, you know, taking that step to just, you know, you see here You're taking a step back to observe, to appreciate that before moving forward, because they realise there's so much ahead, and they realise that because this is something long term. They see something long term with you. They see, again, the fours are about stability, and through everything here, for every decision, you know, these decisions have all led to this point, and in a way it's like they are very grateful for the blessings that life is giving them, whether that be worrisome or not. They want to be on this journey with you. They want to maintain this sense of stability with you, and they see you as their partner, I guess. They see you as this twin flame soulmate. I'm hearing someone say this was meant to be. This was meant to be. You know, so when they see you, they feel a sense of light and stability, and they know that everything is going to, you know, this journey is going to be really driven by passion, and it's going to be inspirational in some way. I'm saying the word inspirational because I'm seeing the Sun card, and I just feel like you must light them up. However, we do have the Four of Pentacles here, so perhaps you're a little bit reserved in some way, but they see you as coming out of that now. They see there's something here that you're holding back. You see how they're holding on to these pentacles, and this, quite simply, Leo, could be you holding on to them quite tightly and being quite protective over them, being quite protective over these pentacles, which are long-term commitments, long-term, whatever you perceive as value in some way, right? Which could be them, could be this relationship, but I feel like here they see you as coming out of this, and a lot of fours. So if you notice, it's major arcana and then we have the fours. So again, they're looking at you from a standpoint of the Emperor, again, which is number 4. Wow, okay, the Emperor is the number 4 of the major arcana, right? So we have 3 fours here. So it's here about building a stable foundation for which you can both thrive. And in some ways that 4 can be restricting, right? Because if you think of a 4, the 4 can be the different, you know, it can be a box. So again, it's this sense of restriction, and I don't know whether that, you know, you're letting go of, oh, interesting. No, my guides have just told me that, you know, this is within themselves again. They look at you, and again, it's like they're trying to let go of that feeling of restriction that is within themselves, and they're trying to open themselves up. They're trying to open themselves up to you, but they do see you as well as letting go of some sort of, you know, you've been holding on to something, and you're kind of letting go of that now. So they see that as well in you, but I feel like this is more about them and their, you know, their personal growth. Leo, how does your partner perceive you? I'm saying interesting because the Queen of Cups is a little bit contrasting to the Emperor. The Queen of Cups is someone that is quite nurturing, and they're quite... You're protective, but you're protective from afar. It's like you know, if they're going through anything, you're there, and I feel like they sense you. They sense, you know, your feelings towards them, and they sense that you are there to care about them, and you're kind of nurturing them. Even when you're not around, it's like they feel a sense here of being safe and secure, because in, you know, they're feeling, okay, I have this person is in my life, and they are there for me, they are going to protect me. And it's an energy here of as well having so much more. So they see you as really trying to analyze your emotions, become in sync with your emotions, and master your emotions, your emotional intelligence. At points I feel like they themselves are quite sensitive, and in turn that can make you quite sensitive, and I feel like sensitive to their energy. But over time it's like they know that you're going to build this with one another, and over time you're going to come to a place of true emotional stability, because you are quite emotionally intelligent, and you do have the ability here to provide clarity in times where even they are unclear. But I feel like that's because you've had to really master your emotions and take the time to understand your emotions. And now it's like they look at you and they see themselves, and they see themselves growing. Yeah. And you're sitting here, you have an ocean. I accidentally said emotion in front of you, but I meant to say an ocean in front of you, and they see you as having a lot to, I feel like, dive into, and there's so much ahead of both of you that's going, they feel like over time this love is just going to grow deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And if you're not emotional now, it's like they feel like in time you're going to come to a place where you absolutely are hopelessly in love with one another, which is, I've never actually had that before, had that exact feeling before, but that's what I'm getting from this card, Leo. It's like they see that in time this will just be something so emotionally abundant. Again, it's like whatever you give to them, it's amplified, they expand upon it. So here we have, I mean, usually I don't really look at the relationship between the cards in the up and down sense, but for some reason I am. And we see the Page of Cups here, and it's like if you move forward with the Page of Cups, they perceive it as the Queen of Cups, and the Page is a page, it's the beginning, right? And the Queen is the Queen. She's the, she's the nurturing Queen, and it's like they see this as much more. So it's amplified. It's interesting as well now, because I'm being pointed to this. It's interesting how your current energy is the Chariot, but they perceive you as holding back in some way, holding on to something too tightly. But really you're moving forward. So it's perhaps there's this there's like contrasting energies here. So I feel like you'll understand that more than me. Okay, next we will look at how you perceive them, Leo. Yeah. 7 of Cups. over-analysis paralysis. You see this individual, they have so much possibility in front of them. All of these different cups can represent different paths, different emotional fulfillments that they can, I feel like, choose, right? There's so many options here, and they're kind of taken aback. So you see that they're quite busy in their mind, they're dreaming about the future and they're not sure which way to go, but the ways that they have, there's a lot of potential here, but this is very temporary energy. So this is saying that there is a decision that needs to be made, and it's to do with, again, the cups, rich emotions and feelings. And something here may, you know, it's almost like there's some potential here that is surprising to them, and they're trying to really wrap their head around this, but in order to do so, they have to think about the best way forward, and this is the best way forward for both of you. But you see here that they just can't really move forward right now. They are going to, but there's just way too much for them to think about. Yeah, wow, there's so much for them. I mean, if you think about that moon card, it's kind of similar, right? That you're seeing them as the Seven of Cups. And I'm actually hearing you kind of think, you know, well, actually, how are they going to make a decision on something? How are they going to make a decision on something? That's what my guides are saying to me. How are they going to make a decision? The next card is the Ace of Cups. They have overflowing emotion. They have so much love to give. They may be extending their hand to you, and you feel like this is genuine. And this could be after this, right? Because you see there's 7 cups in this card, and now they're coming forward and extending 1 cup. So maybe this is saying that they did have to make some decisions, but now they're in a line with their emotions, they're overflowing, and they're authentic. And this stream, this is overflowing into this, and this again is very deep, and this is building and building and building. And you're looking at them and you're seeing all of the love, and I feel like you're drawn towards this because, you know, this is a hand extending itself, and I feel like you want to take their hand and you want to be able to grow. Yeah, my guides are saying grow. And I'm getting a sense of, I don't think relief is the right word, but I feel like you do feel a little bit relieved that they have so much love to give and that they've come to this point. Because you feel like they have been a little bit unstable. But maybe that's making you feel unstable. One of you just, I feel like I heard one of you just then say, there's nothing that we can't get through together. There's nothing that we can't get through together. Working hard. So all of these pentacles represent commitments, and you see this person working and trying to build and trying to grow, and you really appreciate that about them. And there's a stable home in the background here. So through this work, I feel like they are going to be receiving, you know, this is going to be something that is quite tangible, and you know, there's already, you know, something that's being built here in this relationship, but you feel like they're willing to work more on this relationship. They're willing to pay attention to the details, and that they're going to stay focused. The next card, please, for Leo. Okay. Queen of Wands. They're quite nurturing, and the Queen of Wands, they plant seeds, and they plant seeds to really watch them grow and protect them. You know, they look out for those around them, and they pay attention, right? You see how this queen, they're looking over. I feel like your partner here, you really admire their ability to really perceive and overlook situations and understand situations as they're unraveling, and to look out for people. It's like they have this innate sense about them, and perhaps I could compare this to the Empress, how you, because you're embodying that energy, that maternal sense, that protective sense, I feel like you see that in your partner, and you're quite attracted to your partner with this card as well. I feel like the most important aspect of you right now when you look at them is, I feel like you're thinking here, they care. You know, no matter what happens, they have this care about them that really does light you up. I mean, look, you're glowing, and they're ready to take on this passion. And you just want to make sure that whatever is going to happen in the movements forward is not just going to be driven by passion, but is going to be quite serious and quite stable. Yeah. The last card out, you see them as healing. So you see this Three of Swords. This Three of Swords represents a deep-rooted wound. This is their hearts being penetrated by these swords that, you know, that deep within them to their core. Something has hurt them to their core. And you see now that they're trying to release these swords. It's been quite stormy for them. But somehow they're able to get through this. Somehow they're able to keep going. And their heart, it's like they've been shocked in some way. I mean, maybe even traumatized, some of them, but I feel like there's been this shock, and it's really put them in a place where they've been beside themselves. They haven't really been able to see a path ahead, because you know there's storms in this card. But now they're kind of slowly healing, being able to get through this, coming out of that. And I'm actually seeing clouds here. My guides are showing me clouds here that are moving to reveal this stream of light. And interesting how on your side we have the star and the sun, right? So it's like you're seeing them healing, but as well it's like, Leo, I feel like you don't realise how important you are to this person and how much light you actually do give this person, because I feel like their willingness to move forward is really motivated by you, and they see you as this you know, the father of the deck, right? This is all of the kings. This is the King of Swords, this is the King of Wands, this is the King of Pentacles, this is the King of Cups. They see you as an embodiment of all the kings, you know, mastering all of that different energy, all of that different masculine energy, actually, which is very interesting. Yeah, and my guides are just telling me safe, 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 safe. They need that sense of safeness right now. And they're going to come back to you at times when, you know, they're always going to come to you when they feel unsafe, and you're going to give them a sense of security. In one way or another, you are going to. And I feel like they may not be revealing this to you, they may not be saying this to you, expressing this to you, but this is the case, this is how they feel. Yeah, but again, you do see them as healing, you do, so this is how your perception is. But as well, you know, we have to look at, you know, all of the relationships and the complexities of this connection, because I feel like this energy is very strong. We have the Empress, the Emperor, we have the Sun, we have the Star, we have the Four of Pentacles, which is soulmate twin flame. This is divine. Everything in this is very divine, you know, there's divinely guided cards here, and there's a true transformation on your partner's side. We have the Three of Swords, we have the Devil, we have the Death card, we have the Moon. Your partner is going through so much, and on your side there's so much more stability, and there's so much to put forward that, you know, you can really help this person and guide this person in some way. And even if they don't reveal this to you, how much you're helping, I feel like maybe some of you they don't, because I feel the need to say this, but you are, and you just need to keep going. I feel just keep persevering, which you are, because you're in the Chariot energy, so you know this. You just keep going, you'll keep persevering, and you know that there's going to be wish fulfillment in the end. There's going to be, and it's not just about the end result, it's about the journey itself. And I feel like in this journey you're really taking those lessons and you're rolling with that stream. So now let's look at the future of this relationship. The future of this relationship for Leo. The future of this relationship. Wow, Leo. Wow, I just had goosebumps. So the first card for the future of this relationship is the Two of Cups. This is a divine union. And wow, I mean, these cards would highly suggest that. And you see how you're coming together and you're looking at one another, and there's a sense of equality here. This is an equal card. This is a card of equilibrium, and you're looking into each other's eyes and you're truly understanding each other, and you're truly understanding the path ahead, and you're coming together as a unit. You're coming together as these two individuals that are going to build, that are going to grow and take each other into consideration through every step, because there's a sense here of importance for the path ahead, and importance for this love. You know, this love is something quite strong, something quite substantial that you can't really let go of. It's like you get through anything together here, because if you look at here, it's like these cards here, they are saying one of the main energies here is perseverance and getting through anything, but we have so much happiness, so much light as well. You know, through anything. Divine union. And these thoughts of lack, or perhaps, you know, these thoughts where there's been a sense of a lack of fulfillment in some way, and you see this person, they're very much stagnant, they aren't really interested in what's going on around them, and that's because they're they're feeling closed off, they're feeling shut off in some way. They don't know if they can keep going at this point, right? Because they've sat here, they've taken a rest by this tree, and look, it's like this hand comes out from, you know, from nowhere and extends this cup, and this cup is fulfilling. This cup is the Ace of Cups, and it's like you're leaving this energy now, both of you, of lack, and you're moving into an energy of emotional fulfillment. And I feel like this is past energy, right? You know, whatever's been lacking, it's really influenced you both, but you haven't let, you know, and I don't think this is in your relationship actually. I feel like this lack is just, you know, in your life. You've both been, I feel like, let down in some way. You've been, perhaps there's been some inconsiderate energy around you, and that's, you know, or circumstances that have really hurt you in some way, and then that's led both of you to feel a little bit closed off. And now it's like you are both opening up slowly but surely. I'm seeing this person's head turn and acknowledge this cup, and this cup, you know, this is the Two of Cups. This is a divine union. This is equilibrium in some sense. But again, it's acknowledging that. So, you know, it's like you're the only four you're leaving behind. So again, if you remember earlier, we said about the fours being about the Emperor, right? And we have the Four of Wands, which is divine union. We have, you know, holding on. And we, you know, the only four left would be the Four of Swords. But I feel like here, you know, that healing, you're moving forward, both of you. The Four of Swords is more taking time and taking a step back to heal, but I feel like you both are taking this on. I feel like you're both moving forward and choosing to move forward no matter what. But here it's like the only four that you're going to be letting go of truly is, you know, this lack energy, this sense of lack, because I feel like both of you have so much to offer one another, and you're seeing the path ahead in moving forward, and it's much more than lack. It's much more than that, and there's no point in really acknowledging empty cups, because they're empty. You know, you're leaving those empty cups behind, and you're on a path together that is truly fulfilling, and you're both emotionally intelligent, right? You're emotionally intelligent enough to see when cups are empty or when they're full, and when cups are built on a weak foundation and when emotions are built on a strong foundation. And you want emotions that are built on a strong foundation that is equal and just. Yeah, this Ace of Swords is my truth card. This is my yes card. Right, so whatever I just said, I feel like, yeah, again, this is saying, yes, that's true. But also, again, it's you're coming together with this big idea in your truth, and you're showing this to one another, right? This swords are about intelligence, so you're making intelligent decisions, you're making intelligent steps forward. Both of you, you're being quite wise about this, and you're taking any lessons that have been learned, any lessons that you have came through, and you're using them to your advantage now, and you're using them to become better within yourselves as individuals, but also become guides for those around you. And, you know, perhaps that just means, you know, being a positive influence on one another, being in line with your truth, and being totally honest with one another and trusting one another. And through that you can set an example, can't you? That's the way I feel. And this is a victory. This is a victory, because we see here the sword has a crown on top of it. So victory card, yes card, trust card, truth card, whatever, you know, the name that it is given here, it can't be denied that this is put next to the Two of Cups here, and the Two of Cups is a divine union. So I just feel like here, whatever you're creating together is going to be something that is going to be victorious, and it's going to be victorious because you both are trusting one another and approaching one another from a place of authenticity. The next card out for you is the Ten of Wands. So you're both completing a cycle where, you know, this is a card of the heaviness of success, because this is all the responsibilities, right? We see all these wands. This person, they have enough muscle to carry these wands. They walk forward while carrying these wands, and they do so because it's a choice. They could carry them individually, but they're strong enough to carry all of them. And you know, this is because they've achieved so much so far that now they have so much responsibility on their shoulders. But what they need to do here, what this card can suggest, is through that responsibility, you're both approaching this responsibility from a newfound passion. You know, it's almost like something is coming in and igniting that, so these don't feel so heavy, because you do have the muscle, but this person still looks like, you know, oh, they're struggling a little bit. And what I feel like is happening here is that that struggle is going to dissipate as the passion increases and ignites. So this is like, for example, if you have your dreams, right? The star card, they follow their dreams, all these dreams that inspires you, and no matter how much work you have to put in, you're going to move forward because this is a dream, this is your true purpose, and this is what you love. And here again, that is the kind of energy that is moving forward with this 10 of Wands. But this, yeah, again, it's, if this is starting to feel heavy, I feel like that's coming to an end of a cycle. And you know, there's going to be this passion, but more so, I'm not feeling the heaviness more as much as I'm feeling this sense of hope and this sense of wanting to move forward, because this is something truly special. You know, this responsibility, whatever it is in itself a wish fulfillment. You know, no matter how heavy it is in itself a wish fulfillment. And by heavy, I don't actually feel heavy, I feel just a big responsibility. And perhaps that's because you see one another and you see that, you know, this is a serious relationship that you're going to take seriously. And that is a big responsibility, to be able to really take this relationship in a way that is very honest and faithful and loyal and is going to be successful. And I feel like, yeah, you're both mature enough, you're both persevering enough. This has been a beautiful reading, actually. The last card for your future is the Fool card. This is having faith in one another. This is, you see this Fool, they're ready to take a leap of faith, and they do so not knowing what's quite ahead of them, you know, but they sense whatever this is full of possibility, full of opportunity, so they're able to, you know, have the strength to move forward. And it is about having that strength to take that leap. And both of you have this faith in one another, that whatever you approach now, whatever possibilities ahead, you don't quite know where the possibilities are going just yet, but you have a rough idea, and the urge alone and that anticipation alone is enough to really give you both the strength to achieve what you need to achieve here in order to move forward in the right way. So this is really beautiful energy. Yeah, and I'm noticing here the sun in the background, which we have noticed before. It's like that feeling of safeness, that feeling of security, that feeling of happiness. I feel like you truly do make one another happy, because you are able to provide one another with the means to move forward and able to support one another and persist with one another through anything and everything. And here I'm noticing the flower, right? You know, through every leap there's this intimate sense, there's this sense of intimacy, this sense of closeness between you both, and you take each other into consideration. And I feel like that's a really big part of being able to succeed in this relationship, is the way that you both really just choose one another. You always have each other in mind, and whether that's when you're struggling or when you're doing well, it's like you're strong. Both of you are a very strong couple. Yeah, beautiful energy, faithful energy, and lovely, a really lovely future ahead of both of you. So Leo, now I'm going to ask for a closing message, and I have written a poem for every card in this deck. So the next card that I pull out, I'm going to read the poem associated with that card. Okay, we have the Page of Cups, the Page of Cups, the King of Cups, Well, we have the Page of Cups in your energy here. I don't know why I had the need to go back to that. But we do have the King of Cups. So now let's read that poem, and I'm going to take a step back and allow your intuition to take over here. They work to better the world each day, and they will be there in every single way, for they deeply care about all situations. Empathy and love is their inspiration. They will create a bright light in the dark, with grace and trust to create stable path. They nurture and support with devotion. Trust they have mastered their emotion. Wow, doesn't that just align with what we have been expressing? And what stood out for me there is what we've been saying the whole time during this reading, Leo, is about that light in the dark. And one of the lines is, they will create a bright light in the dark. Yeah. They nurture and support with devotion. So I feel like this is both of your energy coming forward, and this is beautiful because this tells me that you are both just growing and growing and growing, and there's a lot of synchronicities here. So we have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups, we have the Emperor and the Empress, we have the Star and the Moon and the Sun, we have the Four of Wands and the Two of Cups, which are both my Divine Union cards. So there's a lot of quite important energy, I feel, Leo. There's a lot, and this is so strong. So I feel like you may be feeling this at the moment, but I will show you the poem for any of you that want to use your intuition here and analyze moving forward. You can pause this video and print screen. Wow. So now I'm going to pull a closing card also. Closing card for Leo. Closing card for Leo. The King of Swords. So I bought this deck again, and I just painted some colour around what should be emphasised. And here we have blue, which the blue represents the throat chakra. And the throat chakra is all about that truth, being able to express yourselves in authenticity here. And I feel like moving forward, you see this Knight of Swords there, every step they take here, they're doing so in authenticity, and the path ahead they see clearly, and they are able to really communicate fully and express themselves in a way that is going to be understood. So that may be an important message for one of you in the movements forward, Leo. Thank you for sharing this journey with me, Leo. Remember that this is your energy. I am just the messenger. I love making in-depth readings. I have to give you the full message. I feel like there's an importance here of you being able to understand the full message and receive the full message for those that do resonate. What I can do though, for those of you that want something a little bit extra or something a little bit more, if you want to dive deeper, then I am willing to offer an extended portion for this reading where we don't look at the reading anymore, the reading is ended, but what we do look at is the deeper purpose of this love for you, and the deeper purpose of this love for your partner, and perhaps the deeper purpose of this reading for you, and the deeper purpose of this love for your partner. And as you see, I pulled a poem there which you can analyse, which was the closing message, and I will pull 4 more poems during that reading for you to use your intuition and allow you to really expand your inner self here, however you're feeling, and following your instincts here. Well, that light, Leo, should I say, that light for you. If you feel divinely guided towards a personal reading with me, again, that is in the description below. And if you want to participate in a performing arts project, that is also in the description below. So thank you so much for allowing me to receive this light of yours, and it's truly beautiful, and I'm sending you all of my love and light